Ciao a tutti and welcome to Venice Talks, a podcast series dedicated to Venice in Italy. I'm your host, Monica Cesarato, a Venetian food and travel blogger. Join me as I share my insider knowledge to help you explore Venice at 360 degrees. In this weekly podcast, we'll dive into the heart of a city, uncovering hidden stories and connecting with the people who make Venice unique. The artisans, the writers, the fashion designers, the bloggers, the journalists, and more. Let's break free from clichés and discover the true essence of Venice, not just the monuments, but the vibrant people, the Venetians. Experience Venice the right sustainable way. You can find me on my blog at www.monicacesarato.com and across all social media platforms. Enjoy the episode and let's journey through Venice together. Welcome back to Venice Talks, Season 4, Episode 11. Hi everybody and welcome back to Venice Talks. Today I'm very happy because I have a colleague who I'm going to interview and it is Elena Bozza, who is the head of digital at Linkness, and she's a co-host of Face to Face on Venezia, on a local TV here in Venice. Ciao Elena, how are you?
Hi, Monica. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. It's such a pleasure for me. And I'm quite good. Thank you for asking.
It's always nice when I get to interview colleagues because we all know how to do it, what to say, and what people are looking for. Anyway, let's start from the beginning. First of all, let's explain to the listener who don't know who you are, and
Okay.
how would you describe your work?
Well, so hi to everybody. My name is Elena, and if I have to speak about myself, I'd say that I'm quite a curious person.
Mhm.
I love discovering new places, meeting new people, but with different perspective. And I like to learn something from every conversation with them. So I'm also a passionate traveler and I enjoy great food and I like to taste good wines. But I think that being Italian, I mean, as an Italian person, this is something that certainly helps. Don't you agree?
Mhm. And so, what is Linkness, and what do you do for them?
Mhm. Today, I lead the digital area, the digital department at Linkness, and it's communication and marketing agencies. So we help companies to turn innovation into something really practical, not just exciting on paper, but useful for people, actually useful for people. So what we do, we help companies become more visible, more recognizable, and even more relevant to the people they want to reach.
Mhm.
In practice, we create tools that make all this process happens, from websites and digital campaigns to videos, social media contents, brand
Mhm.
identities, brochure, all this kind of stuff that
Mhm.
company needs to tell the
And you
story.
work with local people, or do you work all over Italy?
Oh, well, we work all over Italy, but we have a lot of customers that comes from our region, from the Veneto
Okay.
regions. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
So
And
if
I know that, am I wrong? You just celebrated an anniversary?
yeah, it was our 30th anniversary last week.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, yes, we had an amazing party with customers and stakeholders, with partners. It was wow,
Okay.
wonderful. A
I
wonderful
can.
occasion.
And how was Face to Face Born, which is a TV program that you're going to have to explain what it is? Because even though I was in it and I loved it, and everybody said to me, oh, that was fun, I think it's better if you explain what it is.
Oh, sure. So, Face to Face is a digital and TV show. The idea was born inside Linkness itself. And when my colleague Davide Cini, who is also the other host of Face to Face, when he came up with this idea of creating a digital and TV show, he really wanted to bring together two different worlds that usually never communicate each other enough. Those two words are local entrepreneurs and people working with digital tools, especially digital creators and digital professionals at all. So when he first told me about it, I said yes immediately because I thought it was a great idea. We weren't interested in making just another normal straight business program. We really wanted something different with real conversation, different perspective, and a little bit of energy, of course. So we refined the format together. We added the deeper conversation, sometimes even arguments,
Oh, yeah.
because me and Davide sometimes we are so different. We have different ideas, different experience, of course, and
Of course.
we crashed. And so we added even
Well,
that.
at different ages as well, because he's
Yeah.
more towards my age.
A little
And
bit
you lean
more.
towards more the younger generation. So
Not so much, Monica. So we added double interviews and topic, I mean, thematic segments and even food and wine tastings. During the show.
Mhm.
And those
Hey,
things.
why didn't you invite me to one of those? I would have loved to.
Because the session you were joining, it was not the session about food and wine, but
I
sometimes
know.
we have those kind of season, and
Mhm.
I will invite you for sure.
Please, come on. I mean, that's my world.
And I think we it's really easy for us. I mean, to speak about food cultures because in Veneto region and especially in the Venetian area, in my opinion, business uh, and the culture of food are really often connected through hospitality and craftsmanship and local products. And
Mhm.
those topics are something really relevant for the TV show.
Mm, yes.
So talking
And I
about.
think also Italians, I mean, I know abroad, and this podcast is proof, podcasts are working and they are helping to promote the territory, the local
Mhm,
areas and stuff. But I think Italians are still, let's say maybe the new generation, yes, but the older generation still find hard to understand how much a podcast can help, how much
uh-huh,
they can promote and get a message across,
mhm,
which is different from when you get a written interview, because a written interview, a journalist obviously will filter, uh, condense, kind of, I'm not saying change what you said, but it
mhm.
will use other words.
Mhm.
When you're on a podcast, is you talking. So that's where you are. That's where you
Yeah,
are.
yeah, sure. I totally agree. But I think there are two different important aspects about this situation. First of all, the technical side, the side about innovation and the
Mm,
digital tools are quite challenging for the older generations.
yeah.
So they are not really confident with this kind of technology. And the
Mm-hmm.
other side is the human aspect.
Mm.
I very often talk to entrepreneurs, and they are scared about exposing themselves to
Yes. Oh my
themselves that
God. That's like, I don't
oh
want to be a
that's
clown. I don't want to say the wrong
yeah.
word. The classic brutta figura, as we call in Italian, being not appear what as you want to appear,
Yeah,
really. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But there's something that I really often says to them is that you have to begin from a single step, and you can always learn and to do better, and the worst thing you can do is to stay still. So you should try to do something new, in my
Mm-mm-mm.
opinion, with digital tools, of course,
Yeah.
because those are the modern and actual tools that you need to use.
Mm-hmm. We face to face, you speak with entrepreneurs, creators, innovators, local professionals, you speak with all sorts. What have this conversation taught you about the energy of Venice and the Veneto today? And I would like you to stress the difference between Venice and the Veneto,
Mhm.
because we know it's two different worlds. That
Yeah, they are. Well, they told me that people, especially in Veneto area, in Veneto region, uh, people are incredibly strong, resilient, someone would say. I think that many activities have centuries of history, but they're constantly adapting to the world.
Mm,
I met a lot of entrepreneurs who combine traditional craftsmanship for AI, for example.
mm,
But I've also met creators which promote local cultures through social media.
mm.
So they are trying to adapt into this new situation, to this new world. And this is something I think amazing. The common thread, I mean, yes, in Venice, the situation is a little bit different because we are more related to the tourism, so
Yeah,
the specific field.
of
But
course.
what do they have in common? I think that the common thread is curiosity.
Mm,
People in Veneto region and in Venice, they respect tradition, but a lot of them, not everyone, of course, are not afraid of innovation. And
yeah.
I think that's a wonderful combination.
Mm. I think it's a kind of conversation we had also during your show when I
Yeah.
was there to understand that social medias and all of innovation tools are tools and they should be used as
Mhm.
such. And if you use them as such, they can be of great benefit. I think sometimes the older generation are a bit scared because they see the misuse of it sometimes and maybe don't understand that it's like all things, even food can be really
Yeah.
bad for you if you don't eat in the right way.
Mhm.
Even alcohol, I mean,
Mhm.
it can be very enjoyable, but you drink too much, of course, it becomes a bad thing. So it's
Mhm.
like all things. Listen, what does it feel to be on the other side of the microphone, to be interviewed rather than doing the interviews?
Well, it's definitely more challenging, Monica.
No, I don't. Now you know how I was feeling
Well,
during your show.
now I definitely know it. When you are interviewing someone else, you are always thinking about making them comfortable and
Yes.
easy for them to speak about themselves. But when you're being interviewed, you suddenly realize how difficult that actually is.
And
So,
no, because you got to set, all of a sudden somebody asks you a question and you know in your head what you want to answer. And then you're thinking, am I going to go too long? Did I go too short? Maybe I didn't say exactly what I want to say. Did I get my message across? Oh, I know. I totally. And then the worst is once the episode is finished, you go back home and you rerun in your head the questions and you go like, darn, I could have said that.
In addition, I have
Yeah,
to say that I'm trying to I'm speaking English, but I'm not a native speaker.
yeah, like me.
I'm really struggling to look as smart in English as in
No,
Italian.
no,
I
no,
I
Elena.
really don't know.
When you told me I speak English, and you do, your English is
Thank
very
you.
good. Trust me, it's very good. It's
You.
very good.
Thank you.
Listen, you work between television, social media, YouTube, Spotify, all the digital platform. Um, do you think this is the store of the future of a local, not in general storytelling, but local storytelling?
Mm, well, so and so. I think that the digital scenario, the digital ecosystem nowadays is really various because people don't consume content in just one single place anymore, like it was in the past. For example, like 15 years ago, all of us were on Facebook and some other
Mm,
small platforms, but it was enough. Today is a little bit different. For example, speaking about your podcast,
mhm.
someone can discover it through an interview on Instagram, then watch the full version on YouTube, then listen to the podcast on Spotify,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then visit to the website. No,
yeah.
so the story for locals, for those kind of activities, the story is that they should stay consistent. I
Yes,
don't need to create different stories. It's not about figuring out different story. It's about telling them on different platforms in different languages. You
yes.
don't have to select all the platforms, but you have to select those that are useful to your purpose, those where
And
your target audience
yeah, and
is.
I always tell my clients, because I got communication agency as well. I always tell my clients also, it's not just about what works for you, which obviously
Yeah.
it's got to be, but also the one that you feel nearer to you. Because there's no point on going and say, I want to have TikTok. If
Yeah.
you do not like it, you don't use it, like me, that I don't, there's no point. Because at the end of the day, when you go and post it, this shows. So you got to have an affinity as well with the tool that you're going to be using. So yeah, I totally agree with you. There's no point of being on everything. I mean, it helps, but you can't. And anyway, if you do that, then you need an agency to do it because they wouldn't have time anyway.
Yeah,
And
and
that's
you
where
need
we
to,
come in.
yeah, exactly. And you need to think about the steps you're going to make on this communication field.
Yeah.
You need to plan everything before doing it. And you have to find the reasons, the reason you want to do something.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, in your opinion, what is different? What changes when you do a podcast like mine, which is like only audio, apart from being able to do it in your pajamas? You're now, because she came on the video, she was beautifully made up. She's got all her makeup
Thank
on,
you.
and beautifully dressed. But I'm pretty sure you got to go and register some episode later. When there's a good job of people that don't see me. So anyway, what's the difference between we have a podcast like mine, which is only audio, and when you have a conversation made for TV? Because yours is a podcast, but it is a really, before being a podcast, is a TV show.
Oh, well, in a way, when you have a screen, when you have a video, is quite simpler because there's the non-verbal language. I don't know how to translate it, but you can communicate through gestures and your face. And we are Italian, we are always using this kind of gestures.
Yeah. I managed to communicate like this, even if it's only an audio.
Yeah, me too. So in a way, it's quite easier for me, but thinking about the target audience, I think that people who are listening to the podcast are in a way more patient because they are not overstimulated with images, and they are able to stay there to listen to your podcast. So I like this kind of target audience you have.
I know. I'm very good at getting the maximum with a minimum effort.
Wow.
No, and the best thing is that I love being on TV. Give me a camera. I love being behind and producing whatever, but I love being in front of a camera. I mean, for me, is the first time I did it, it was about 20 years ago. It was like, oh my God, I really like this. So I'm trying to find a way to actually do my podcast visually as well. But then what stops me is one, bandwidth, and two is the thought that I will have to put makeup every single time. So for no. Also because I got to say, your TV show was great, but gee, the day after I seen it, I ran to my hairdresser, said, I was on TV, I could see all my white hair coloring now.
Oh, don't worry, don't worry.
You need to tell the studio to change the lighting.
I will. But for the next season, we planned to have a different studio, so we are managing on those aspects. I mean, on lights too. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, you bet on every single time, so you know exactly what the lights are doing to you.
Yeah, it's so relatable.
Listen, in Venice, there are small businesses, artisans, hotels, there is everything there. What's the biggest mistake, in your opinion, the majority of them do when they communicate online?
Whoa.
Go on.
I have maybe three major mistakes, but the first one, the first that came into my mind, the worst mistake, I think, is do not speak about themselves at all, and also expecting good results, just relying on word of mouth, for example.
Okay.
But don't get me wrong, word of mouth is so valuable, is good, but
Of course, yeah. Of course, we absolutely. That's you need to have word of mouth. It will be one of. It's got to be one of the requests that a client should have all the time. But
important. But yes, but today is not enough. So if you're not communicating online about yourself, you you are losing a lot of opportunities, in my opinion. And second of all, a very big mistake I see very often is taking some topics for granted. I mean,
yes,
business owners often, very often, tell me that, oh, nobody will care about history, but from the outside, that's
yes,
exactly the topic that people find fascinating,
yes.
because people are not on social media just to buy products, to look at new things. They want to discover new stories. They are so curious about experiences.
Above all in Venice, where Venice is history, and obviously the people that work and live there have got so much to say. I mean,
Yeah.
are we talking about the smallest of the shops, as sometimes history that goes back to 100, 300, 400 years? Yeah. I totally agree with. It's hard to convince them sometimes because they thought, oh.
Yeah, they seem so so naive, in my opinion. And
No,
yeah,
I don't think it's about naivety. I think it's about sometimes being a bit humble and a bit, how can I say, not being so self-aware. They're not so confident in
yeah,
themselves,
that's
okay?
true.
And they are worried about becoming clowns because there's a lot of it out there, because that's a risk as well. That's a risk
Hmm.
as well. You start doing storytelling, and then the step from doing the storytelling in a good way and becoming a clown is very very short, okay, because I see it on colleagues, I see it in certain people that operate in Venice, understanding where, but I think it's up to people like us to teach them this.
Yeah.
Listen, AI, let's touch AI.
Oh.
Okay. I know I've asked you a question that I sent you, but I'm gonna change my question because I was reading it now and I thought, no, I want to change the question.
Okay.
How
Don't worry.
how dangerous do you think is AI for a place like Venice?
Not so much. I mean,
You really?
I mean,
Really? Okay, we are on the opposite spectrum here. Okay, go on. Tell me,
yeah,
convince me, convince me.
AI can be dangerous everywhere, not just in Venice or in Veneto region, because it's really important to use it in the proper way.
Okay,
Um, it You have to remember that technology shouldn't take the place of your brain. I mean,
of course,
technology
of course,
should
of course.
amplify the authenticity.
Mm.
Replace.
Okay, I'll stop you there. Let's divide AI in two things though.
Mhm.
AI used for writing
Yeah.
and AI used for photos.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, so now let's talk about the dangers for Venice.
Mhm. Well, um, I'm a person that is really, really in love with the Italian language, and I'm an old school person in
Mm,
this topic. So, in my opinion, you have to use AI just to write the first draft. When you
yeah.
write something, that it can be useful, it gives you some ideas, but you have to improve it.
Mm,
Second of all, AI is dangerous because there are people that use those tools to create fake images. And this is so bad, so bad.
that's where I wanted you. That's where I wanted to go there because
Uh,
sometimes I'm watching some pictures of Venice and I'm thinking, where is that place? And I go over and I watch and I watch it for, I'm
yeah.
pretty sure it doesn't exist, and
Mhm.
it doesn't. And so that's scary sometimes because, when it means that people are there see these images and they have this contorted idea of what the city looks like. And then we get disappointed when we get here.
Like blue water, like
yeah, I don't think I ever seen blue. Green, yes, but blue water in Venice, okay. Oh, and apart from when they go and pour the paint on it or something.
Yes, it's quite dangerous, but I think that the situation is forcing people to find new sources of new place to discover, to put the information together to confront them. So people should use their own brain.
Yeah, well, that's debatable,
Yeah.
you know, what it's like. Listen, talking about Venice, talking about photos. Venice has been photographed and filmed every day by 100,000, by millions of people. Me and you ourselves, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I know every day I go at least one photo a day I'll do. What makes a piece of content about Venice still fresh and meaningful? Compare, you know, because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure every single corner of Venice has been photographed.
Perspective.
Okay. Oh,
But
nice answer. That's so quick and so nice.
I love this question. Thank you for giving me that, because I'm in love with photography as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that good photography is not only about beauty and lights and shadows and colors, but it's also about experience and soul. And I mean, the way you live the city, even if it's just for a couple of days. And I think that the secret of a beautiful pictures is when you can read among the lines the sensitivity of the person, the perspective of the person who is taking the pictures, of course. And Venice, this city is so full of experiences that can stimulate your sensitivity. So there's no a picture like the other.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Also because you can take the same picture one day after another and of the same spot in the same time, and it will be totally different. And I think Venice, more than other cities, the combination of colors given by the water, the bricks, the white of Eastern stone makes it so unique. And season wise as well. I have sometimes the other day somebody posted a picture of a sunset. And funny enough, I took exactly the same spot.
Really?
Yes, and exactly more or less at the same time, but it was a few years different. So it was exactly the same. I couldn't believe it. I posted it. I said to him, look, I got the same photo, but I know yours is yours and mine is mine, because of course it was slightly different, but it was amazing because it was the same time of years apart. It was this sunset and the colors somehow were so similar. It was so funny. And you know, but I don't know, I think Venice is so unique. I could take 100,000.
And also the sounds in the city, they are amazing. During the years, the people shouting and screaming, but they are yelling, but they're not arguing.
There was somebody here a few years back that actually recorded the sounds of Venice. I'm not sure if he did a podcast of what they did with it, but they went around the city of Venice, and all they did, they recorded short clips of the sound. So the bells ringing, the people walking, you know, the heels tapping on the bridges, the trolleys, and the spritz clinging and stuff like that. And it was amazing. And it is a unique sound because there are no cars.
Unique sounds, yeah. You can recognize it even if you are blind. If you lived in Venice for a while and you close your eyes in 10 years, you can recognize those kind of sounds.
Are you from Venice originally?
Well, my granddad was from Venice, but I live in the mainland.
Okay. Oh, yeah, like me. But we can still call ourselves Venetians. It's all right. Don't worry. Listen, looking ahead, and you can be as nasty as you can. Okay, you can just go very nitty gritty here. What kind of communication does Venice need right now? What does it lack? What is it? More technology, more authenticity, more courage, more in your opinion, since we got a new mayor, and let's hope, I know he doesn't listen to the podcast, but you never know. What do you think Venice needs more right now?
I can go straight to the point.
Oh, this is a non-filter podcast that everybody can say. Sometimes I've been lucky in 4 seasons, nobody actually has ever swore, never said a bad word. I got to say, okay. We've been good. I mean, sometimes me, but not bad ones. But I always tell people, feel free to say what you really feel, because I repeat, this is a apolitical, non-filter podcast. So say what you want.
Okay, perfect. So
and in half an hour, we'll be still here.
So if I had to choose one, I'd say more courage, Monica, because we have so many extraordinary stories to tell. But communicating today, in a way, is not so easy for those kind of people, for entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurs, I mean, that are more aged. So as I told you before, on one side, there's this technology aspect. You need to learn to experiment, to understand the new tools and the new platforms. And it's a real job like mine. But on the other side, there's also the very human side. So when you put yourself on business and your business online, you expose yourself to judgment and even to criticism. But it could be uncomfortable to you, but you don't have to stay still. We have to move forward. We have to try to make mistakes, but we should improve along the way. So courage, I would say courage.
But and I think also, from talking about Venice as a city, not just the entrepreneurs or the people in the city, but even the authorities, I think they need to, they're using the technology, but they're using it in a way to make money rather than really to be useful. As you say, they need more courage, as in they should invest in the city in the long run, because I think right now is short and only to make money. There isn't really a will. I mean, technologies is good and you can still make money, but even you can still make money, but doing good to the people. I mean, basic things like, just so people understand what I'm talking about. Basic, something really basic. Here we go. You can buy your ticket online. Good. We locals have a card. Okay, so I can charge it online and I can charge it going to the machines. But if I charge it online, it's not this, I cannot put it on my card. I mean, come on, it's 2026. We have a system where automatically it doesn't matter where I charge my card, the card will see it. Come on, this is, I mean, if you think about it, it's really stupid. Really stupid.
I agree, because this is not a lost paradise, and we have a lot of problems, of issues and troubles with innovation technology. But these kind of problems are so common every day, and it's a stupid things. I mean, have to improve those kind of aspects.
Or another thing, there is a beautiful app that I strongly recommend for anybody that is coming to Venice to download it. Bravissima! You knew immediately what I was talking about.
I can read your mind, Monica.
I know, you knew what I was talking about. Okay, so it's called Chebateo, spelled Chebateo, which is privately run, free, and constantly updated with the water buses schedule. Okay, so all you got to do is you tap where you're going from, you tap where you arrive, and it tells you real life, streaming live, what's going on. It tells you if there are strikes, it tells you if a water bus is late. It's fantastic. This is privately owned. It doesn't belong to the system of Evaporato, to the public system of Evaporato. I mean, how can it be? Something like that should belong should have been thought by them. But thank you, whoever designed the Kebateo. We give him a big thank you, because Venetians cannot live without that.
Yes,
But,
me too.
yeah, but still, isn't it silly? And at the same time, if there is the opportunity to do one for the water buses, you're telling me that it's not possible to do one for buses? Come on.
Yeah.
It's just I really don't understand this I don't know, it feels like I don't want to invest in technology. They go and waste money in other stupid things. I mean, let's not talk about the entry fee.
Oh my God, yes.
And the system to do it. I refuse. I think is the biggest stupid things that was invented. And I cannot believe that our mayor, which I like him, but I can't believe he wants to. I can't believe he wants to bring it to 50 euros. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, why don't we just simply, like other cities, we already have what do you call it, the city tax. Why don't we just increase the city tax for higher end? I mean, come on, people that go on 5-star hotel can afford to pay €1 extra, and then I think it will be more money than
this kind of taxes. Yes, sure.
I don't know.
Don't you think that Venetian people are kind of tired from the over tourism, because we are complaining?
Oh, well, wait a second. Have you been to Venice the last few days? There's nobody around.
Oh my God.
So I think we need to revise the word over tourism. Okay, so right now, as of today, we're recording this on the 30th of June. It will come out in a few days' time, this episode. So we're talking about summer 2026. I can honestly say I've never seen so fewer people in Venice in June in my entire life. I went to Rialto the other day market in the morning. It was empty. There are no stalls left. It was I had an heart attack. My heart went like, oh my God. So I think a problem right now is, yes, there is still over tourism, because of course you go to Summer Square, you go to Rialto, it's packed. So I think we need to refine what over tourism means. It means that when people come, only do the same thing. It means that people come for a day. Okay, that needs to be revised. Absolutely, we're fed up. But I think that's what the city should do. Talking about technology, is working on a propaganda campaign, on a awareness campaign. And this is where technology can work. This is where your reel can work, okay? And using, influencers and stuff, convincing people to stay more than 5 days. You stay more than
exactly what you are doing. So the mayor should hire you.
Yeah, well, it was just before he became mayor. It took me 2 years to get him on the show. That's all I can say. And generally speaking, I try to interview people from the authority, and they usually deny, because at the end of the day, shows like mine, unfiltered. Unfortunately, we are unfiltered. But saying that, yes, it should be. I'm not saying just my show, but a system where is like this, where we talk about Venice, when people have realized that there is so much to be done. And then of course you want to stay longer. And when you stay longer, you don't just go to St. Mark's and Rialto. You go around, you invest in the city, you eat in the restaurants, you go in the artisan shops. Another sore point, artisans, they should be helped. And instead they like to use them, but not really use them, abuse them, but they don't like to help them. I don't know. We're going down a rabbit hole right now.
A little bit.
So Elena, listen, it was so nice talking to you. So any new projects apart from face-to-face?
Oh, well, I really need to go on vacation.
Okay, that's good. That's a good project. That's a good one.
It's a good project for myself.
Yep.
Well, we are investing on new people inside the Linkness, inside the agency. Cool. We are working on new project. We have so many different kind of customers on food field, on services field. So
Cool.
it's interesting. But most of my strengths will go to face. I will tell you
Okay.
the truth. Straight
Yeah, I can
point, as
imagine.
usual. We are going to stage in the next season. It
Hmm.
will be in September, and
Okay.
we are updating our formats, adding new things, new topics, and of course,
Cool.
involving new partners, new sponsorships, and we will invite new people, uh,
Cool. Cool. Nice.
creators, entrepreneurs. It would be nice.
Cool. That's good. I'm so happy. And I'm so happy because we met years ago doing completely different things. And so many years on, yeah, we're both on the same kind of path. But I love it. I love it. I'm really happy when young people, I see them blooming and I see them coming out and reaching what they want to do. I
I'm
think
not so
it,
young, but thank you anyway.
well, okay, you're much younger than I am, so don't worry about it. You're young, you're young. And even if you say you're young, you look amazingly young, so don't worry about it because you can't see her, but I did, and I know her. Trust me, she's beautiful and she's younger. She says no, but she's young.
Thank you.
Okay, listen, thank you again. I know you got to go and work and
Yeah.
speak to you soon. I hope maybe we can source. We can do something together, whatever. I don't know. I told you I like I
We
like
will
cameras, so.
Yes, we will see on the next
Oh,
season
by
for
the way,
sure.
when can people find you, both your website and also face to face?
Well,
Just in case outside
there's
there are somebody trying to learn Italian, and your show will be fantastic.
there's the website linkness.com, but there's also the YouTube channels Face to Face TV show.
Perfecto.
And it's easy. It's an Italian language, of course, but YouTube nowadays has this tool that you can translate everything. So it's not that bad, and you can discover some topics about Venice and the
Of
Venice
course.
region, and I think would be interesting for your target audience too.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course, of course. I told you it's a beautiful show. Okay, it was great talking to you. Have a great day. Ciao,
For
ciao.
me too. Ciao. Grazie, Monica. Thank
Ciao,
you.
ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you again, Elena, for the wonderful chat. You can find Elena and her team at www.linkness.com. Thank you again for listening. Venice Talks podcast is a production of Sentire Media, created, produced, and hosted by me, Monica Cesarato. Follow Venice Talks wherever you get your podcast, and if you want to book a food tour or a cooking experience with me, you can find me over at www.monicacesarato.com and on all social medias with the handle at Monica Cesarato, where you can follow my adventures around Venice. And don't forget, if you love this episode, please rate it and leave a review. It's very much appreciated.